What up, Space Fam? Goes in here from Anime Uproar, back at it again to discuss the latest and craziest in the One Punch Man story. Today we got the craziest thing we've seen in quite a while, so make sure to stay tuned for this one. If you do enjoy seeing these One Punch Man videos and want to keep them coming, channel the Saitama within and serious punch that like button. Remember that smashing that like button is Saitama energy and passing is Fear Ugly energy, so choose wisely. If you haven't, make this the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications or you will miss future One Punch Man videos and updates. And while you wait for the next exciting chapter to drop, feel free to check out my One Punch Man playlist that includes videos on all the S-Class heroes, all Dragon and God level monsters, and more. Link to that is in the description. Now without further ado, let's jump into it, spoilers and all. For the cover page in this one, we have a very cute Tatsumaki in a library, and I love libraries, so I'm a happy camper. But onto the chapter itself, and it's called Forfeit, so something decisive is going down clearly. We join back to the battle between Garou and Bang. Garou uses Exploding Heart versus Bang's Water Stream, and it is intense. You can see the veins popping out on Garou's legs, which is a very cinematic panel. We're told that the Exploding Heart Release Fist causes one's heart to pulse explosively in time with the impact of their punches, which sounds dangerous, but would obviously increase the force of the attack. Bang definitely doesn't seem to be in good shape against his former pupil, but he's sticking in there for the time being. Bang explains that the Exploding Heart Release Fist allows one in those specific moments to surpass their body's limits. I really like that detail. It's very powerful, but it comes with conditions. It's called a wicked style that brings total devastation, and Bang remarks that this is bad because even though he's deflecting the hits, the shockwaves themselves are adding up. Thus, the damage is accumulating even if Bang is not getting directly hit, which is pretty crazy powerful. We get some epic panels including Bang dodging Garou in epic fashion and then catching him from behind. Bomb thinks there's going to be grappling, but Bang, as if not even trying to win really, uses the situation to correct the stance of Garou. His main goal is clearly trying to break through to Garou, which was already implied, not to stop him at any cost. And even though we all know that Garou will win this was a pretty big flex on Bang's part, as he's giving his opponent pointers in the middle of the fight. Bomb also can't help but be touched by Bang's actions towards his pupil. Garou goes to kick Bang, but Bang dodges and lands a hit on Garou, which sends him flying. He even calls him a foolish novice. I like the fact that they are giving Bang plenty of moments of being awesome like this, even if he can't/won't win this fight overall. Always appreciate the Bang respect. Then Garou does something truly crazy. He uses Roaring Aura Sky Ripping Fist against Bang, the technique that, as Bang mentions, he and his brother combined barely managed to unleash. Bang is very shocked, wondering if this is possible because of the monsterization that Garou is undergoing. Bomb, as the useful commentator from the side, comments that the shockwaves are so powerful that they are turning the debris into powder. It's very intense as Bang can't let one hit land. If he does, the shockwaves will envelope him and break every bone in his body. This is great action, I must say. The attacks intensify as they face each other head on, and Bomb wonders if his brother can really pull it off. Bang, although an awesome character throughout, has never been so cool as right now when you see his determined face. And bam, at the decisive moment, he lands the hit and Garou doesn't. Now, from a pure technique standpoint, you could argue that Garou is not as technically skilled as Bang. However, this form of Garou is too powerful, and having just grazed Bang, Bang suddenly feels the after effects. He falls down saying he guesses he couldn't do it. He couldn't be as cool as his brother Bomb when he saved and beat Bang in the past. There is some possible symbolism here though, since Garou's monster exterior starts to crumble where Bang punched it. Perhaps Bang's efforts were not in vain and he is getting through to Garou. Bomb is screaming out for Bang while Garou shakes, holding his face in his hands, clearly affected by what just transpired. Then Ugly shows up, who was looking for Bang after Bang absolutely destroyed his previous incarnation. But before we see what happens with that, we jump to the other side of the battlefield, which is not any less interesting. People are still looking to see what King is gonna do as Platinum S is finishing his transformation. They attribute the fact that he's not doing anything to him being cautious and observing. I love the fact that throughout the series, you know, people will always find a rationale like this for King's actions or lack thereof. Homeless Emperor just seems sad and ridiculous at this point. He can't even deal with Zombie Man at this point, and he says that Platinum S is unimaginably powerful, but not as powerful as him. Wow, yeah right dude. Zombie Man thankfully knows it's all BS and wants to question Homeless Emperor. He wants to figure out if it's true how he got his power, and if so, they have to learn more about this god character pulling the strings. And the god character clearly doesn't like this since he suddenly appears, or at least appears before Homeless Emperor. The implication is the others can't see him. His abilities are insane. He doesn't want them to find more information out about him, so he says he's taking Homeless Emperor's powers back from him. Again, you can imagine how strong a dude that can create dragon level threats and destroy them like they're nothing has to be, without even going into the fact that he's seemingly everywhere at once and can do whatever he wants. Although it's hard to even begin to categorize his power since he doesn't seem to even appear in physical form, but psychologically, this dude definitely seems like a greater threat than even Platinum S. And if there were ever to be a god level threat, it makes sense that it should go to so-called god, right? But that aside, this part is fascinating. Murata colored these panels from Homeless Emperor's perspective. We see the moon and a figure appear on it, and it is some of the scariest, creepiest illustrations we've seen so far, no doubt. So huge props to Murata for that. You can see the pure horror in Homeless Emperor's face and sweat too. I love Zombie Man's response here, like he's talking to a bro and showing his concern, but it's no use. He can't get through to Homeless Emperor, who appears in his psyche or on some different plane in front of this god figure that towers over him. And honestly, me saying towers over him isn't even doing it justice. He's like an ant compared to this figure. The flesh and skeletal body is again super creepy, which is quite the contrast to the beautiful meadow and sky in this dimension. He says he'll take back Homeless Emperor's powers and life, and he does. He specifically says both are forfeit, so the title of the chapter came from this god character's dialogue, showing that he's meant to be the big crazy thing this chapter. That's reflected in the uncharacteristically colored panels as well. As Homeless is withering away into nothing, he says God, and Zombie Man is now panicking. Zombie Man was cool as a cucumber up to this point, but even he, who was suspicious before about this god character, can't deny anymore that there's clearly something responsible for this. It seems he's becoming more convinced that someone really granted Homeless Emperor his powers, and the moon is shown in the final panel. We shall see the significance between the moon and this god character. It doesn't seem to be a coincidence to me that he just appeared on the moon. Perhaps the moon is somehow a portal between these planes, or like Dr. T.J. Eckelberg's eyes in The Great Gatsby, it's there to remind us that God is always watching. Let me know what you think, but that is it for this chapter. Who was your MVP here? I gotta go with Bang. Although Garou just has that insane raw power, Bang did so well, and I'm so glad he went down in such an epic way rather than just being overpowered from the start. If you did enjoy this review and want to keep them coming, you know what to do. Channel the Saitama within and serious punch that like button. Remember that smashing that like button is Saitama energy and passing is fear or ugly energy, so choose wisely. If you haven't, make this the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications, or you will miss future One Punch Man videos and updates. That's just the way it works. And while you wait for the next exciting chapter to drop, feel free to check out my One Punch Man playlist that includes videos on all the S-Class heroes, all dragon and god level monsters, and more. Link to that is in the description. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.